Hello, Nick Anderson here, proud member of the fake news media and editorial cartoonist for the Washington Post Writers Group, and I am drawing a cartoon today about Donald Trump and all of his bimbo eruptions, as I used to call them, for President Clinton. And now you would think that the Republican base would be outraged since they were for Clinton. They love to talk about the hypocrisy of the left, but let's talk about the hypocrisy of the right. So, he's got this new Playboy bunny, Playmate of the Year, coming out now. That's the newest eruption. So I grabbed the Playboy logo from the web and I've kind of traced over it. And here's my sketch. The evangelical symbol is one of the ears, the fish, the Christian symbol. So that's my quick sketch. This is a different cartoon from usual in that it's way less intricate than most of mine, but it's going to be a really pretty fast drawing. Most of mine take a few hours between the time that I do the actual initial sketch and finish with the final drawing and color and merge it all together into one document. But this one, because it's just a logo that's been modified, is going to be a lot faster. I'm drawing in Photoshop, and I'll just let you hang out for a little bit while I'm drawing on my Cintiq monitor. And this will be in color, but the color is going to be a lot less intricate than usual. Because this is just a very simple cartoon. I thought about just even doing this as like a block of black, like the actual logo is, but then I want to put this little line in here so I don't forget to sign it. This one's so simple, I'm kind of do that sometimes just to remind myself, because sometimes I'm in such a hurry trying to make a deadline, I'll forget to sign my cartoons, and I'll send them out that way. So this one, like I was saying, I was thinking about just doing it as the logo, but then it doesn't really look like a cartoon anymore, and it is such a departure from my style. I feel like it's got to be somewhat in keeping with my style. So I'm redrawing the logo, and my style is pretty loose and a little messy. So I'm going to go ahead and keep that. I'm going to make this a little thicker. I like a cartoon like this that is very visual and doesn't need a lot of words to explain it. It's rare to come up with one like this, and part of the reason for that is there's a lot of cartoonists working on similar issues, and once somebody kind of gets the idea, then that's been done. So you got to come at it from a different angle. So now I'm just going to cross-hatch the heck out of this thing. Whoops, that's too thick. Changing my brush size. Normally I would pull this cartoon into Corel Painter after I do the line work. I may not even do that today. There's just very little. If I do any color at all, it's going to be very little. So I may just keep it in Photoshop. I had another cartoon I did on Monday. I spent 20 minutes videotaping and realized that I forgot to do something, and all I had was audio. Oops. So today is a little different than usual. I used to have the camera back here behind me, but it's kind of hard to tell what I'm doing. So my son showed me how to set up this software, screen capture software. So as you can see, I'm working in layers. I can turn off layers, and that keeps me from having to erase anything. It's one of the best parts about working on computer as opposed to working in pen and ink the way I used to. So I'm going to make this a little bit smaller. I could do this a lot faster by just dropping black ink into this, and it would only take a minute, it would take a second. But like I said, it's just not going to look like my style. Don't you just love Franklin Graham's excuses for Trump? Well, it was years ago, and now he's really sorry. He's really expressed contrition for his actions. Yeah, right. Sorry he got caught. These are the people that condemn everybody. This is the party that impeached a president for telling a lie about sex. Let's put Trump under oath. Let's see if he tells the truth. That ought to be interesting. He ought to be under oath for a lot of things. This is the least of them. Although, if the Republican Party was to be held to their standards, this guy would be gone already. For what Hillary did, oh my gosh. The emails. The emails. She had her own email server. Oh my gosh. How horrible. Keep getting cell phone notifications. I'm going out of the lines a little bit. I kind of like that. It makes it look like a cartoon. I may pull this into Painter and just do a gray wash on top of the Playboy symbol. I don't know if I want any color in this cartoon. I think because the Playboy symbol is black and white, I may just keep it simple. I may put a black border around the cartoon, real thick black border. But other than that, I'm going to keep it simple. I was going to do a cartoon about Facebook today and the data release to Cambridge Analytica, but I've seen a lot of cartoons about it already, so I like this idea better than the other ones I was coming up with. And I have a feeling this is going to get to be a bigger story toward the end of the week. Now, incidentally, I kind of tend to hide my kids' names, Colton and Travis, in my cartoons. I don't remember every time, but I try to. So there's Colton, and there's Travis. and maybe someday that'll mean something to them. But anyway, most of my cartoons have their names hidden in them somewhere. And occasionally I'll forget if I'm on a tight deadline, or if there's not a whole lot of cross-hatching in the cartoon. I'm more likely to leave it out because there's no way to put it in without it becoming really obvious. And I could put it somewhere in the color and be strategic about it, but usually I'm so much on deadline and in such a hurry that I don't end up doing that. But I would say about 95% of my cartoons have their names hidden. And I used to be close to 100%, but lately I've been slacking a little bit. I hope they forgive me. Alright, now I guess I'll sign it while I'm over here. Move this, because I think I'm going to put a border. Copyright it. What's tomorrow's date? 3/22. My syndicate likes me to use the next day's date because of the newspaper business. We used to print one day, of course, after I would do the cartoon, and they like to keep with that convention. And I'm going to put my Patreon page here. So now the trick is going to be how to get that. So I'm going to rotate this. How to make that look good. So I don't really it's a little messy, so I'm going to create a new layer and redo this. But I'm going to keep this one here as a rough guide. So I want it to kind of track with the shape of the symbol. Just noticed I had a typo in my own evangelicals. Typo in my own sketch. But that'll help me with spacing. Save. I don't want it to be too crunched up near the end, which it kind of was in the sketch. Now it should be okay. I got enough space. Okay, good. Actually, the spacing works out well. Okay. Get that layer. I'm going to put this on a new layer in case I mess up. Whoops. Too thick. I'm changing my brush size over here. That's a little too thick. That's good. So most cartoons take way longer than this to draw. This is just a really nice, simple one. But I sure like the concept. Trump would not be where he is without evangelical enablers. They've made a deal with the devil. But hey, they got a Supreme Court seat out of it. I'm not really sure what they believe in anymore. The Republican Party is kind of just a constituency of single issue voters, it seems to me. We got the gun voters who will vote just on the gun issue, the evangelicals who will vote just on the abortion issue, and then you'll have the business types who vote just on tax cuts for the rich. That's all you need to form a coalition. And no matter what, those issues trump everything else. You can talk all you want about deficits when there's a Democrat in office, scream about how awful deficits are, but as soon as there's a Republican in the office, deficits don't matter anymore. Scream about ethics. As soon as there's a Republican office, ethics don't matter anymore. But this administration is beyond all pale. It goes beyond party affiliation. It really is the worst. You would think the Republican Party would see the damage that he's doing to their brand and to their party. But they've hitched their wagon to him, and they're going to go over the edge. That's where he's going. Or to Russia. If he wants to take him to Russia, I guess they're going with him there too. Turn off my notifications. All right. I think that looks all right. I'm going to probably just clean it up a little bit. Add a little bit of color or a little bit of that gray wash I was talking about in Photoshop and look for it online. I will post a link to it beneath the video, and thank you for watching. Appreciate it.